coastline of the Firth of Forth to explore a fine example of Scotland's railway heritage at Bowness. Early railways in Scotland were built to exploit the rich coal deposits of the Central Belt. Steam locomotives made possible bulk transport from collieries to ships waiting in the busy ports of the Firth of Forth. Whilst there's very little coal production today, the Bowness and Kinneil Railway has been magnificently preserved. And I'll board at Bowness. I love to travel on heritage railways along historic tracks. And the Bowness and Kinneil Railway could claim to follow a line that was laid down by the Romans, a wall built by the Emperor Antoninus Pius in AD 142 between the Firths of Forth and Clyde. Well, the rolling stock is not that ancient, but it is vintage. And I am thrilled. There is fire in my boiler. My steam is up and I am ready to toot. John.
Hello.
Tell me about this glorious locomotive.
It was built for the Caledonian Railway at St Rollocks Works in Glasgow in 1907. They were very successful engines lasting right through to the end of steam on British Rail. One of our first locomotives, and it's our flagship engine.
Well, I can believe it is. It's a really beautiful locomotive. Tell me about the colour blue.
There's Caledonian blue. There was two colours of Caledonian blue. There's St Rollocks blue and Perth blue. And there were different shades of blue because one of the shades liked to put more white in because it was cheaper paint. And hence you ended up with dark blue and white blue. The Perth colour was lighter because the Highlanders were a bit more frugal.
I love that panting noise it's making now. It's a very evocative sound for me.
Yeah.
There was a locomotive on a railway in the Isle of Wight I used to use as a child. And I just hear that sound and I'm transported back to boyhood, you know?
Yeah. And we've got a nice whistle. There you go.
And who's firing her up today?
This is young Taylor.
Hello, young Taylor. Hard work today?
Yes.
How hard is it? You've got to go uphill.
With quite a light load, it's not too bad. The more weight, the harder that you have to work.
I especially had a very light breakfast for you.
Excellent. It should make the work a lot easier.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Okay,
Looking forward to the ride.
Cheers.
First class today, I think. Oh, my eyes are full of ash. Smuts. Oh, that tremendous smell of a steam train. We're underway. Excellent. A wonderful start with a gorgeous view of the Firth of Forth.
Good morning.
Oh, goodness, you looking for my ticket?
Yes, I am indeed.
What's your name?
I'm Alan.
Alan, do you want to come in for a second if
Yeah.
you've got a moment?
Of course.
So what's your role with the railway?
So, right now, I'm the guard of this train, but I'm also part of the operations team here.
Are you a volunteer or a professional?
Volunteer.
So what's your real job?
So, I'm a train manager as a guard as well on the main line, basically. So, it's a bit of a busman's holiday right now for me.
Do you remember when you first travelled on this railway?
From a very young age, I would say, as a child, I used to get brought to the Bowness and Kinneil Railway here. So, I think it's just been a long-standing thing for me that I've got to know and love. I would say it's one of the most rewarding things I do. When you see the smile on people's faces, very warming. I've been volunteering here for about 11 years now, and I've loved every minute of it.
Even before the railways, The waterways had helped to shape the Industrial Revolution in this region. The Forth and Clyde Canal carved a trade route from coast to coast. Here, where the canal meets the River Carron, a huge eco-park was built in 2013. The centrepiece is a sculpture, an unmissable local landmark. Kelpies are beasts from Scottish mythology. They could take the shape of water horses, or they could assume human form with hoofs. Rabbie Burns, in his poem addressed to the Deil, or devil, was in no doubt that they were satanic. Then water kelpies haunt the ford. At your direction, united travellers are allured to their destruction. Now that legend has grown into the largest equine sculpture in the world. The kelpies stand over 30 metres high and weigh more than 300 tonnes each. The sculpture also pays homage to the industrial heritage of Scotland, since workhorses pulled the wagons, ploughs, barges and coal ships that shaped the region. The sculptor of these magnificent kelpies is Andy Scott. Scott by name, Scott by nationality. But unfortunately at the moment he's in the United States. I'd love to talk to him. So what does one do now? Make a video call, of course. Andy, how are you?
Hello. Hi, Michael.
Can you see your kelpies in the background there?
I can indeed, and they're looking splendid in the sunshine there in Falkirk. Fantastic. Very nice to see them.
Duke and Baron, as I believe they're called, what kind of horses were they modelled on?
Well, they were modelled on two big Clydesdales from Glasgow City Council. They actually used to have several Clydesdales. I contacted them and asked if I could have one of the horses as a model in my studio. So they came up with the handlers, and they were just fantastic models and a wonderful subject matter.
To what extent was Scottish engineering one of your inspirations here?
Yeah, it was always in the back of my mind from the beginning of the project. I was born and raised in Glasgow, and as you know, a great industrial city of the past.
And how do you think they're looking today, gleaming in the sun?
They look just marvellous, Michael. It's almost making me homesick. You know, one of the things I could never fully imagine was the way that Mother Nature responds and treats the sculptures, and they just look incredible there in that setting.
Andy, thank you very much for your time. Bye-bye.
No problem, Michael. Absolute pleasure. All the best.
Bye.
See you again. Bye.
Wasn't that great? I'm moving on from Falkirk. Heading to the northern shores of the Firth of Forth, and my next destination, the Clackmannanshire town of Alloa.